What's going on, everybody? I'm your average gamer. I hope that you're all having a fantastic day, and welcome to part 5 of my God of War combat encounters. If you enjoy any of this video, or just a commentary, you can show your support by dropping a like. That would mean an absolute ton to me, and let's just hop right into the video. I remember my first playthrough, I used to think the Valkyries were so hard. I also didn't sit there and learn their patterns until I got super frustrated because, I always thought I could just do it. But no, you do actually have to memorize their patterns. And every time I see someone fight a Valkyrie, they kind of fight them in their own unique way. I mean, granted, there's only like so much you can do against a Valkyrie in the first place, but I think it's pretty cool that people have their own fighting styles in this game. And they're all unique and they all work pretty well. But for myself, still to this day, I'll be spamming buttons. I know what every button does and I don't panic or anything, but I'll just sit there spamming R1, 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 and R1, and then based off of the animation, I'll try to do something different, whether it's changing a stance, changing my weapons, trying to keep them up in the air, stuff like that. I kind of just go with the flow of the fight. Out of curiosity, what's your favorite boss fight in the game? Mine's probably the Baldur fight, the very last one. The way Kratos and Atreus piece him up, I think is just super hilarious. Also, what's your favorite armor set in the game? In this video, I'm rocking the Ares set. It's not what I'm going to use my whole playthrough. Every video or part, I tend to, or try to switch up the armor set and the runic attacks. Does anyone know how to really use the... I think it's called the Fire of Ares. It's the runic attack. You'll see it here in a little bit. If you guys use it, tell me how you guys use it and what way you use it, what enemies they're really great at. I haven't really found a great purpose for it yet. Not saying it's not good. I just haven't really experimented too much with it. The only reason I even have it equipped is because I thought it was suiting for the armor that I was wearing. That's also just me as a person. I overthink like that. For example, whenever I wear the Zeus armor, I feel obligated to have that Thor pommel that gives some lightning throws. That's just the way my brain works. I don't know why. See, I used the move right here. The only thing I could really think about how it would be super useful would be to make a bunch of enemies weak and then to kind of finish them off like this, the way I am. That's the only really way I found it to be sort of effective. I'm sure if you do that and then use any other runic attack, you could, again, you could beat this entire game by spamming runic attacks, pretty much. There's builds made for that. Again, one of them being the Valkyrie set. Has anyone tried the cooldown set? It's one of the Muspelheim armor sets. Super fun to use. I will definitely use that for my next video now that I think about it. What makes it fun isn't just spamming runic attacks. It's just, again, having them up at any time that you want. So it's like, you have an enemy in the air or whatever, you can use any move you want at any time. And that's fun. Again, it doesn't do a super amount of damage. The perk to it is pretty cool. You kind of get like the shield of fire around you if you get hit, and enemies can't interrupt your attacks. Which then also kind of plays into the cooldowns, because say you have like a few seconds on a cooldown, now you're not going to be touched for a few seconds, and you can wait for that cooldown. But 9 times out of 10, you can spam all your abilities and pretty much have one up in the next couple of seconds. Like I've said before, any armor can be used, any armor is very good. Enchantments do kind of play a little role in it. I'm not going to say a huge role, but if you have certain enchantments, it's going to make any armor that you use better. I mean, one of the ones I can name is the realm ones, where you basically get a perfect dodge. This used to be a Talesman, so you upgraded the Talesman, and after selling the Talesman, you get this as an enchantment. So you do a dodge, and a perfect time dodge slows everything else around you for a few seconds. To have that as an enchantment instead of a Talesman, and now I have the Talesman where I slow down time for about 5 seconds. And the difference between the enchantment and the Talesman is, if I keep dodging attacks, there's no cooldown on it. So if I dodge an attack, it slows down everything for about 2-3 seconds. I dodge another attack, pops up again. And then you could basically, you can keep everything frozen in time for about 10 seconds. I had just remembered this. And it's funny that as much as I talk about armor sets, I've never brought this one up. My absolute favorite that I used to wear all the time, more just because of story purposes than anything else, was the tier armor set. Plus, I really enjoyed the way it looked. The blue and gold was really, really nice. But that armor isn't even all that great. Uh, I don't know, like, it's a great all-around armor. You can do lots of great things with it, but there's nothing that really makes it stand out, if that makes any sense. It doesn't do an incredible amount of damage. It's the balance build, I guess. It has everything. It has runic, it has cooldown, it has strength, it has everything you could possibly imagine. It has a little bit of survivability, but it's just not for me. I need something with a little more pizzazz. Something like the Sindri set that makes you invulnerable, or the Zeus set that increases your melee damage. I need something that really just pops out to me. The Bridgekeeper fight, this one right here. A lot of people enjoy it. Do you enjoy it? Let me know if you enjoy it before I just insinuate and assume. I'm not a huge fan of this fight. Now, I like the uniqueness to it that is different, especially compared to a lot of the other same bosses that you fight. But I hate enemies that run away, you know? I'm fine with like timing attacks and stuff like that, but if I'm chasing you throughout the entire like fight, that's boring. Fight me head on for a little bit. I really just wanted to get this fight over with. I'm not a huge fan of the reskins. The only reskin that I guess I really enjoy are the Travelers. I think the Travelers are amazing in the game. They need more enemies like that are beefy. They deal a lot of damage. I used to be so annoyed with the shielded ones because you would hit their back or even their sides, and you know, as strong as Kratos is, he would ricochet off of the shield or the armor. You find ways around that. It makes the game kind of more unique because you can't just go in there and play the way I play, which is just spam everything. One of my absolute favorite parts in the game is when you fight two of them, and you get to do that on the trial number 5 of the Muspelheim thing. So you go to Muspelheim, you go to the trial number 5, you enter the sword or whatever, you accept the trial, enter the sword. That sounded weird. You let the sword enter you. No, you accept the trial, and then it's a time thing, so you have to kill enemies to increase time, and then at a certain point, 2 travelers will come out, one with a shield and one with no shield. I love that fight. It's kind of challenging a little bit. It's not super challenging anymore because I've done it a million times, but I thought that was a unique thing. I would like to fight 3, to be honest, at the same time. I wish there was an option to where I could just add maybe a couple more enemies or do something like that. Yeah, I don't think Santa Monica expected a bunch of freaks like myself to sit here and enjoy the game as much as we did, but that's just the way it went. I also don't think they expected anyone to say, "Hey, can we fight 3 travelers?" So I remember the first time I fought a traveler, I thought it was a legitimate boss. I was so under level too. I was fighting a traveler with purple health and the skull next to its health bar, which is screaming at you, "Hey, like you're super under leveled." But I was so stubborn and too determined to do it. After like an hour, I finally beat him. The video's coming to an end. I kind of just fight everything on the bridge and make my way back to Midgard. If you guys enjoyed the video or the commentary, you could show your support by leaving a like. That would mean an absolute ton to me. I hope I get to see you in the next one, and I pray that you guys have a fantastic day.